Hello, welcome to today's video. I'm very excited about it. So I am currently not working and I have been wanting to kind of get myself on a schedule. So I've been kind of playing around with these different ways of just structuring my day so that it feels more like I have somewhat of a schedule happening, so I don't just waste my time kind of puttering around the house. So I've been doing these sort of sprints throughout the day where I'll spend 15 minutes reading, and then I'll do 15 minutes of cleaning, and then I'll do 15 minutes of applying for jobs, and I'll kind of just rotate through those categories. And I thought it would be really fun to sort of tweak that idea a little bit and make a video of it. And if you enjoy it, I would definitely make another one sometime. So I decided to let spinner wheels choose what I do. So I'm going to do 25-minute sprints and then 5 to 10 minutes to get ready for the next activity and start it, and to spin the wheels and stuff. So I have 3 spinner wheels and I will show them to you in a moment. The first one is for which book I'm going to read. The second one is for where I'm going to read. And the last one is for chores, things around the house that need to be cleaned, need to be done. And that will pick which one I do when it's time to do a chore. We're going to spin all 3 wheels right now because I want to pick a book, pick where I'm going to read it, and then I want to pick a chore, and then I'll do both of those sprints, and then I'll come back, I'll talk to you about it, how it went, and then we'll spin again and pick the next 3 things. And we'll just kind of do that as we go throughout the day, just over and over, repeating the same kind of routine. So I'm going to tell you what our options are. For the books, I have a lot of books. I'm currently reading Titus Grown and the Woman in White. I also have Start a New Book. I have Read a Library Book. I have Crochet and Listen to an Audiobook. I have The Four Forges. I have Trade Chapter, and then I have My Choice. So those are all the different book options that I could get, and we're just going to spin. I'm going to be reading first, so we'll spin and see what I get. Okay, start a new book. This is kind of exciting because I don't love the books that I am currently reading, and I feel like starting a new book will just give me something new and exciting to read. I don't know what I'm going to pick. I'll have to think on it and let you know what I'm going to do. But this one now is going to come off the wheel. That choice I only wanted on there once because I don't want to start 6 books in one day if I just so happen to get that choice multiple times. So I'm going to remove that one from the wheel. But all the other ones, even if I get them later on, they will stay on there. For this one, we're going to decide where I read. So my choices are to sit in my chair, which is right next to me, or go down and sit on the couch, or go outside because it's sunny and almost in the 60s out. So I think if I bundle up a little bit, I can enjoy sitting outside. And then pacing. So that would just be finding a place and pacing or walking on my walking pad, just some movement while I read. Let's spin and see what we get. I'm kind of hoping for chair or couch to start. Feeling a little lazy, but Ooh, okay. Outside. So I will be probably bundling up a little bit. I'll probably need to take a blanket with me, but sitting outside, getting some sunshine, I'm all up for that. After I do my reading, I am going to need to do a chore. And the way the chores are going to work, I tried to make it so that each chore would maybe be 25 minutes. But if I finish that chore early, like there are some where I'm like, I think I'll get it done much earlier than that. If there are some that I get done early, then I can start working on another chore so that, later on I might spin that and not need to do it. So, the things I need to do are vacuum upstairs, vacuum downstairs, clean the toilets, clean the sinks, tidy anywhere in the house, writing, filing some papers, go to the library, I have some holds to pick up, vacuum the couch, clean the dining table and replace the light bulb. And then the last one is like a fun space. It's watch Outlander. I don't make a lot of time to watch TV nowadays. I feel like my life gets pulled into other things and I don't often make time to like sit down and watch a TV show, but I'm wanting to finish or at least get caught up with the Outlander series. But it's been a long time since I read the book, so I'm trying to watch the shows to kind of like help me catch up, but I don't make time for it. And so I was like, well, if I spin this, then I can watch a little bit of an episode. And this will be one of the ones that if I get it once, it goes away forever because I don't want to spend the day watching too much Outlander because all these things do need to get done in the house as well. Let's spin and see what we're going to do. I would be good with vacuuming, kind of get that out of the way first. That would be good. Or just like a general like tidy anywhere. That would also be good. Just getting things a little more tidy than they are. Let's see. File papers. This is perfect. I just have a stack of papers that need to be filed for like taxes and stuff. I just need to like put them in the correct folders and put them away. So that'll be a perfect one to start with. So we're going to start a new book. We're going to read it for 25 minutes outside, and then I will file papers, and then I will come back, tell you what I started, how it went, and then we'll spin again. Hello, I'm back. So I started Acceptance from the Area X series. This is the third book. It used to be the final book, but now there's a fourth one. I got like 12 pages in. I got really sleepy sitting out in the sunshine. Like, it's the first time I've been hanging out in the sun since like the start of winter. So it was very relaxing. So I was feeling very drowsy. It was hard to keep my eyes open. But I was able to get 12 pages. I also had to read a summary of the previous book, Authority, because I remember Annihilation really well, but Authority kind of escaped me what happened. So I read like a summary of that before starting this, and I'm actually really enjoying it. Like, I'm a few pages in, but Jeff Vandermeer is a great writer. I really like his writing, and it definitely is feeling less confusing reading this than it was listening to it. And then I filed some papers. That took maybe 10 minutes. And then I did some tidying, got things ready, like tidied the counters and tidied the floor so I can vacuum later and clean the counters. So I just kind of put some stuff away, generic cleaning stuff, getting ready to make the other jobs a little easier. So we're here to spin again. We'll go from there. So for round 2, we no longer have start a new book. So we'll see what we get for this one. I can kind of go for anything. So I'm kind of open. Okay, funnily enough, library book. I have quite a few library books that I'm going to need to get to for the months of March and April for different book clubs and series that I need to read and stuff like that. So this will end up being starting a new book. I think I'm going to read North Woods by, is it Daniel Mason? This is the Shelf This book club pick for the month of March. So I need to read that one because I'm actually going to be a host. I'm picking the book for April. So I need to make sure I get March's book done and then I can work on April's book after. And Northwood sounds really interesting. I'm not sure if it'll be my thing, but after reading like what it's about, I'm definitely intrigued and I don't think it's that long. So I will be starting that one just doing a little taste test to see. And then we need to figure out where I'm going to be reading. So let's see where I'm reading. Pacing, I feel like would be good. I could use some walking. But it looks like we're going to be on the couch. That's nice. There's some sunshine coming in on the couch. So hopefully I don't get too sleepy there, but I think I'll be okay. So I'll be reading Northwoods on the couch for the next 25 minutes. And then after that, I need to do a chore. So I took out filing papers because obviously that's done. I don't need to do it again. Let's see what we get. Oh, fantastic. Go to the library. I actually really need to go to the library. There was a part of me earlier today that was like, oh my gosh, what if I don't actually go to the library? Because I need to go pick up some books that are on hold that are going to expire soon. I also need to take a couple books back that are going to be due soon. So that's perfect. It'll give me a break, get out of the house, kind of wake up. And then by the time I'm done, I'll actually probably check in, and then I'll need to break for lunch. Maybe I'll just check in while I'm doing things. And then I will break for lunch and watch a little Outlander with lunch because it normally takes me like a half hour to eat. So I'll watch a little Outlander, and then I'll meet you back here for some more spins. I'm excited. I think this will be a fun hour. Okay, I'm going to go read. I totally forgot to tell you that while I was doing cleaning, I've been listening to a book called A Killing Cold by Kate Alice Marshall. I actually won the audiobook in a Storygraph giveaway, which was really fun, and it was already on my TBR, so I was really excited to win that audiobook, and I'm almost done with it. I have an hour and a half left. It's my final book for the Get a Clue readathon, and so I need to be finishing that up, and I definitely will. I have like an hour left, so probably in the next like 2 chore sprints, I'll be able to finish that up. But I'm enjoying it so far. I'll probably tell you more about it in my wrap up because I feel like it doesn't really make sense to like try to explain my thoughts when I'm so close to the end. So you can be looking forward to that, but just want to let you know that that's what I'm listening to while I do chores. And then if I finish that one, I have Ferris, which is the 3.5 book in the Lunar Chronicles trilogy. It's the novella about like the villain Queen Lavanna that takes place after Cress. And so I'm listening to that one on audiobook, and I'm already like 15% of the way through it. And that one's just okay, but it's one that I need to read, and I think it'll be an okay read to listen to. It's pretty short. So I'll go to that one once I'm done with A Killing Cold. Okay, my 25 minutes with Northwoods is up, and I'm not sure what to think. So I will say Daniel Mason is a very creative writer. He switched like the voice of the book like 3 times in the 26 pages that I read, which was very interesting. So this book kind of follows like this one patch of land in America, and it's kind of following it through the years. So things are moving very quickly. Time is moving very quickly. And there's almost like these vignettes or like short stories almost telling of the different people that come across this land and either like live there or pass through. So the second portion was like completely like no paragraphs, which is one of my least favorite things to read, is with no paragraphs, because I just find it so hard. Like my eyes want to like rest somewhere or like take a breather, but I want to take a breather at the end of a paragraph, and when you just have to keep going forever, it can feel like kind of exhausting. But we made it through, and the rest of the book has like paragraphs, at least that I've come across so far. But that was an interesting story, the one without paragraphs. It definitely could have had paragraphs. Like, I don't think it would have harmed anything to have it, so I'm not quite sure why they made that choice to write it that way. But I'm enjoying it so far. It's interesting. I'm not sure how jarring it's going to feel, kind of like starting and stopping all the time to like introduce new people, because that's not always my favorite. Like, I really like sinking into characters and getting to know them. But if like the patch of land, the North Woods, is the character, then we're getting to know that place and not necessarily the people as well. So I could see myself enjoying it. And I'm glad to have started it and kind of gotten my feet wet a little bit. I did want to show you my bookmark that I picked out for this book. So take note of the cover. We have the grass and we have the mountain lion. And I was looking for what bookmark I wanted to use. And I found this one with a little kitty in some woods. I was like, that's perfect. That's the only bookmark I can use for this book. So now I'm going to head out to the library and then come back, eat some lunch, and then we'll spin again. I'm back. It's almost 1:30 now, so it was a little longer than normal. My husband came home early from work because the power went out at work, and so they couldn't really do anything. So I thought I'd show you what I got from the library. So I had a hold on this book by Eowyn Ivey, Black Woods, Blue Sky. She wrote The Snow Child, which is one of my favorite books of all time, and I didn't realize this was coming out. And so I placed a hold on it a couple months ago, maybe a month ago, and it came in. So I'm excited to read it. It's pretty short, which is fabulous. And then my pick for the Shelf This Book Club, hosted by Bailey at Is Bailey Reading, which we're going to be reading in April, is The Goblin Emperor by Catherine Addison. This is a standalone fantasy that I've wanted to read for a really, really long time, and I'm so excited that she let me pick and gave me the excuse to try this one out. So I'm really excited to read it. I've heard so many good things about it, and I'm going to try to read it maybe like end of March, early April, just to make sure that I can definitely have it done before the discussion happens. And then the last book I just picked up because next month I'm going to be doing Realmathon, and so I thought I would pick up a short little book that I can maybe read during the gala weekend or just toss it in wherever, and that's Susanna Clarke's The Wood at Midwinter. This is basically like a very, very short story, and it fits at least our team prompt for having plants on the cover, so it'll be worth like at least 10 points, probably some more once I start looking at the other prompts. So I picked this up. I like Susanna Clarke's writing. I really like Piranesi. I have not read Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell because it's so big and I'm a little intimidated by it, but this one I'm definitely not. So I will just have a fun time with this one, I think. And it's time to spin again. Nothing is being removed. Oh, that's actually a lie. I'm going to remove the couch because my husband is downstairs in the living room. So reading there is not going to be very conducive. So we'll just be either pacing in the chair or outside. Okay, let's see what we're going to be reading. I have so many books on the go, especially now that I started 2 new ones. It's like, am I ever going to read the same book twice? Maybe, maybe not. We'll find out. Okay, this is exciting. Crochet and audiobook. I am very close to finishing my audiobook. I think I'm like 20 minutes away from finishing it, so I will definitely finish that. I want to be crocheting. I don't have my crochet project with me, but I'll show you when I am done crocheting. It's a hat that I'm working on because my head has been getting very cold this winter, and even though winter's kind of on its way out, I'm almost done sort of with the hat. So I'm going to be working on that, and then we need to figure out what my chore will be. Oh, and I'm just going to crochet in my chair because I can't crochet and walk, and I don't like crocheting outside because I don't have a good setup where the yarn doesn't get all dirty. Let's spin for our chore. It's very satisfying seeing like the list of chores go down. Perfect. My husband is downstairs, so I can vacuum upstairs while he's downstairs. So that's what I'll do. I'll crochet, listen to an audiobook, and I'll probably finish A Killing Cold, and then I will jump back to Fairest because I'm still listening to that one, and then I will vacuum when I'm done with that. I'll check back in with you a little bit. Hopefully you're not getting tired of this angle because this is just the easiest place to film for this video. Okay, I finished my 25 minutes and I'm going to try to show you one-handed my hat. So maybe I'll just use my shoulder. So this is going to be like the brim is here. And then this is like the body of the hat. So I'm like stitching it in rows, but like this is going to be the height of everything. And it's very cute. I'm using some old yarn from a sweater project, and the sweater turned out really bad. It did not fit at all. So I must have measured poorly. It was probably my fault, or my gauge was off or something. The sweater was terrible, but this is turning out cute so far. I do worry that it's like a little bit long, but I figure I can just like fold it up more if I need to when I'm like wearing it, if it ends up being too long. I finished A Killing Cold while I was crocheting, and it wasn't good. I feel like at the end it did that thing that I don't love in thrillers where it just keeps doing reveal after reveal after reveal, and they weren't that interesting, and it basically kept like pausing the story to be like, okay, let me go to the past and tell you like what happened. And I don't know, it felt like my least favorite kind of thriller. It didn't have, I guess, as strong of writing and structure and plot and all of that like comes together to make a really gripping thriller, in my opinion. It didn't have that. So that was a little disappointing, but it was an interesting read. Like, it wasn't bad. I listened to it over just like a few days. You know, it's not like I spent weeks and weeks working on it to be disappointed. It was fine. It's probably like just a 3-star read. So finished that and listened to a little bit of Fairest. I'm going to get up now. Probably listen to like a YouTube video because I have like so much YouTube I need to catch up on. So I'm probably going to listen to YouTube while I vacuum. Hello, I'm back. I have shed my sweatshirt because I got warm. The sun has been coming in the windows all day and it's so nice to actually be warm in the house. So I vacuumed all of the upstairs and then I still had some time left over. So I did the upstairs sinks and the downstairs sinks. So I actually get to take off 2 of the choices from there, which I'm doing now. So the upstairs and the sinks. We can add back in the couch because my husband is not downstairs anymore. He's upstairs. Well, he's actually brushing the dog right now. So I can add that back in. I had such a fun time crocheting and doing my audiobook. The house is feeling clean and refreshed, which is nice. We're going to do one more set. After I see the footage and see how long it is, I might do this tomorrow as well because it's been really fun. But I'm not sure if there's been like enough stuff for a full video, so this might turn into like a 48 hours thing. I'm not sure. So I'm gonna choose my book. So far I have not had a repeat book yet. I've been reading something different every sprint, so let's see what we get. Something new again. But this is really good. This is a book I've been working on for like a year. I started it January 2024. I got halfway through and then I quit because it's kind of a difficult read. So it's good to like have that push. I actually made it part of my buzzwordathon stack so that I would for sure get it done this year. I'm like, I gotta at least finish Titus Grown. That's the first book in the Gormenghast trilogy. And I really want to know, because it's this chunky book, I'll show it to you later. And if I don't like it, I can be done with it after the first book. But I'm not sure. I kind of like it right now. I'm kind of not sure. So I need to read that book and figure out if I want to continue on in the series. Next, we have Where I Will Be Reading. I would read anywhere. Outside it actually might be getting a little hot to be in the sun, but we could figure it out. It's still nice to get some fresh air. Ooh, pacing. Okay, not the best with a chunky book, but it's not so chunky that we can't do it. So that will be good. And then we need to figure out our chore. We are down to 7, with one of them being Outlander, so really 6. Okay. Oh, actually, I've already done the toilets too. Okay, we're down to 6 of these, and one of them is Outlander, so you know, if I got that one, that would be easy. Let's see what we get. It'd be kind of nice to finish vacuuming, maybe. Oh, that's a good one. Vacuum couch. That'll be nice and easy to do, and I can probably like get something else done with it. So perfect. We will do all of those things. Vacuum the couch. I will read Titus Grown while walking, get my steps in for the day, and then I will be back here to wrap things up for us. So see you in a little bit. So I finished reading 25 minutes of Titus Grown, and I enjoyed it. I had forgotten a little bit that we were like building up to this big event, and we're like, the next chapter I read will be that event. So I was excited to get this kind of push to read it, and hopefully I'll continue enjoying it. I think it maybe was just a little slow in the middle, because I've read 230 pages and I have like 160 pages left. So I just wonder if maybe there was a lull in the middle that made me put it down, and now hopefully the end will be as intriguing as the beginning was. But I'm very glad that I'm getting back to this. I'm definitely going to be finishing this in March. It's one of my priority reads for March. And I'm going to go vacuum the couch now. After looking at it, I can definitely continue this challenge into tomorrow. So this is not the last time you'll see me. You'll see me bright and early in the morning, ready to do it all over again. So I'll see you in the morning. I'm going to go vacuum and then rest because I've done a lot of stuff today. All right, I'm back. It is Friday, February 28th, and I am back to do some spins. So I've changed the wheels very slightly. On the reading wheel, I took out library book and just added in North Woods, since that's what I chose to start for my library book. So now I just have all specific books. So I have Titus Grown, The Woman in White, The Four Forges, North Woods, and Acceptance. Those are the books I have going right now. Then I have a My Choice space, my crocheting and audiobook space, and then Try a Chapter space. Which, for Try a Chapter, I think what I'm going to do is try some of my authors that I own multiple books of that I haven't read from before, since that's one of my goals. And I think I'm going to try one of those authors with a chapter. That's kind of what I'm thinking of doing. So, let's spin. Here we go. I honestly don't really care what we start with, so anything will be good. Perfect. The Woman in White. This is my book club pick for my in-person book club. We read a lot of classics together, and I had given them the choice between The Woman in White and Watership Down, and they chose this one. And I'm like 72 pages in. I didn't read this one at all yesterday that you saw, but I've been trying to work my way through it because it's like 550 pages. So far, the beginning was really, really good, and it has gone downhill since then. And some of the people who've already read it for March in my in-person book club have not had the best things to say about it. So I'm sort of bracing myself to not love it. So I want to keep the momentum going. And then when the audiobook gets here, then I want to probably listen to it on audiobook quite a bit. Okay, and then where I'm going to be reading it, we have 3 choices: in my chair, pacing, or outside. Again, I don't really care which one I do. I'll be open to any of them. And it looks like I'll be getting my steps in. I'll be pacing, so that'll be good. It's a small book. Lovely thing about mass market paperbacks is I love taking them on a walk with me. So this will be perfect. And then for my chore, these are my choices for chores today. I need to apply for jobs. I need to do some writing. I still need to clean off the dining table and do the light bulb change. Tidying anywhere. That's just finding anything that's out of place and tidying it up a bit. And then vacuuming downstairs. And Outlander is still a choice. So let's see what I get. Perfect. That'll be a nice quick one. That one probably won't take the full 25 minutes. And what I might do is I might do that one and then go work out when I'm finished. So it might not take the full 25 minutes, but I do need to work out this morning. So I'll probably try to do that. So perfect. I'm going to go read some of The Woman in White, get some steps in, and then I will go do some chores and then go work out. And I'll probably be checking in with you after lunch because it is almost 11. So probably after lunch is when you'll next see me spinning. I'm back. It is now 2:15. I've been gone for quite a while and I did a lot of things. I did the reading. I read not very much, to be honest, in The Woman in White. It just got a very slow chunk that I was having a hard time following, but I got some pages done. I'm now on page 80. And, you know, I think with classics, especially ones that, like, I have a deadline for, slow and steady gets me there usually. So I just need to keep reading a little bit here and there most days, and we'll eventually finish on time. So that one was okay. And then I changed the light bulb, cleaned off the dining room table, and then did my workout. Then I came home, had lunch. I cleaned out our bunny cages with my husband. We brushed our bunnies, and then I showered to get all the dust and stuff off of me. So I am now a little bit more tired than I was when I came to you, but still ready to do some stuff. So we're going to do our spins. I'm going to go until dinner time, and then I'll probably continue with the spinner wheels, but only doing it for reading, and then just take the evening off. My husband is going to go do some games with friends, and so I'm going to be just me tonight, just hanging out. So I will probably continue doing the reading spins for a little bit longer after dinner. So let's start with what book I'm going to read. Since all I've read today is The Woman in White, and it's not my favorite, I would prefer pretty much anything else. If I had to choose one, I would say Acceptance is the one I was liking the most, but I also only read like 12 pages of it, so yesterday at least. So let's see. I'm kind of open for anything but The Woman in White. Thank goodness. Okay, Titus Grown. I was into this yesterday. I read a little bit more after I last saw you, and we're in a more like active spot of the story, so I'm excited to see kind of where it goes from there and make some progress. It's one of my like must finish books for 2025, so I'm definitely happy to be making progress with that. And then let's pick where I'm gonna read. I can add back in the couch because my husband is not downstairs, so I could be down there if I wanted to. Okay, here we go. Oh, fabulous. I was excited to not be pacing because I kind of want to sit down. Couch, that'll be perfect. Nice and cozy. And then for my job wheel, I'm not going to lie, I want Outlander. I want to take a break. But I'll take whatever because all of these things need to get done. So, you know, whatever happens, happens. My wish is the wheel's command. Okay, so I'm going to be downstairs. I'm going to get cozy. I have an iced coffee in the fridge so I can drink that. And I'm going to read some Titus Grown. And then I'm going to watch 25 minutes of Outlander. And I'm very excited. Yay. Okay. I'll check back with you in about an hour. I'm back for another spin. I am only going to have time for one more round of reading before dinner. So here's for the books. Alright, well that was really close. Woman in White. Okay, not jazz, but it's a must read. So, you know, plugging away at it is great. I can read this anywhere but the couch. So my husband's cooking downstairs, and so he has the TV on, and I used to be able to read really well with the TV on, but I can't anymore. Let's spin for where we're gonna read. Here we go. I would read anywhere. Outside might not be bad. Well, it's still nice outside. Ooh, but some pacing. That's good too. I've been sitting for a while watching Outlander, so I'm going to read, luckily, my littlest book, my little mass market, while I walk. My poor little magnetic bookmark. I got these ages and ages ago, and they get bent too easily. It's a little bunny rabbit, and their poor heads get bent off, unfortunately. So that guy's hanging in there, but just barely. So I'm on page 80, and I'm gonna pace and read until dinner time. Hello, I'm back, and I read like 10 pages of The Woman in White. I'm reading it so slowly. But I think overall I enjoyed what I read. I'm just reading it slowly. So, for the next few sessions, I'm just going to be picking what book I read. I'm going to plunk myself right in this chair here and just chill out and read. I have about an hour until I need to take my puppy on her walk tonight. And then I can come back and rest for the rest of the evening as well. So, just going to spin for what book I read, and I'm going to read it right over here. What am I hoping for? I would really love to get back to Northwoods or Acceptance. Those were both a little easier to read, and I'm intrigued at where they're going, and I would like to get a little further into the story. Those would be my pick. Let's see what we get. Wow. I'm actually shocked by how often today it's given me what I've wanted. Kind of shocking. So I'm going to go read some of acceptance, and I'll be back in 25 minutes for another spin. I'm back. I read like 15 or 16 pages of Acceptance by Jeff Vandermeer, and I'm really loving this book. I'm so glad my friend pushed me to read it physically, because I was not having the same experience when I was listening to it on audiobook. It's just a little too weird on audiobook, and I love Jeff Vandermeer for his weird things. It just didn't work in that format. So I can't tell you much about it because this is the third book in a series, but it's just got a lot of strange stuff going on. I'm really enjoying the writing. I think it's really interesting. I'm sort of prepared because I know a lot of people have said you don't really get answers in this series except for maybe in Absolution, but maybe not. So I have lower expectations for the amount of answers I'm going to get, which I think is going to help me enjoy it in the long run. And then, yeah, I'm just really excited and stoked that I'm enjoying it, because I was really sad when I DNF'd it before. So I'm really enjoying it. It's probably my number one read so far, the one that I'm reading currently that I'm the most into. But it is time to spin again. So, here we go. I feel like I would read anything, so I'm going to be good with whatever it picks for me. My choice. Okay, since it's my choice, I think I'm going to keep reading Acceptance, because I want to read both books this month, so getting the first one done early in the month of March will be really helpful, so that I have longer. I don't necessarily have to read them back to back unless I want to, and it's just going to give me more time to finish off the series this month. So I think I'm going to keep working on Acceptance. Then I will take the pup for her walk, and then I'll be settled in for the evening to do at least a few more of these kind of rapid fire, 25 and we spin again kind of sprints. So I will stick with that, and I'll check back in with you probably after the walk. Hello. Hopefully you can see me well. I don't know about this lighting, but I think it'll work okay. I'm about to do another sprint I got sucked into. My sister was watching the new episodes of Love is Blind, and so I was watching one, and I got sucked in for an hour. But we're here. We're ready to do a couple more sprints of reading. Here we go. I'm going to angle it so hopefully the glare from the ring light doesn't show up too much. Oh my gosh. Perfect. 3 spins in a row with Acceptance. I'm loving that, actually, because I'm very into it, and just sticking with one book for a while is always good for me. So I'm going to go read that for 25 minutes. I'll be back for another sprint. All right, I am back, and I am definitely starting to feel more and more tired. So I'm going to do one more sprint, and then I'm calling it a night. So I read a little bit of Acceptance, and I'm definitely slowing down a little just because it's getting later at night, so I'm a little more tired. I was also a little distracted while picking out what music I was going to play, and then I listened to 2 versions of Hallelujah because I love that song. So there was that. A little distracted, but we've settled. I love listening to Enya as background music for reading because it's just it kind of has the same sound all the way through her songs. And so it's not jarring to go from song to song. And I don't know most of the words because some of them are in Gaelic and some of them aren't in English. So it's I'm not distracted by them. So I have Enya ready for my last sprint, so hopefully I'll stay a little more focused on my reading. Let's see what we're going to get. Anything is game. I would say maybe anything but crocheting would be preferred right now. because I feel a little tired to try to sit and focus on crocheting and trust myself to count correctly. Okay, here we go. Solid. Okay, so I'm going to read Northwoods, a little bit of that. I'm excited to get to that. Since I started it yesterday, I've definitely been like thinking about it and thinking about, you know, what's going to happen next. What kind of people are we going to get on the land next? So I'm excited for that. Final spin, done, yay. I'm going to do 25 minutes of reading, and then I'll come back here to wrap everything up. I made it, and I'm ready to go to bed now, but I'm here to wrap this up. I read, 12 or 13 pages, which honestly isn't bad for this book. I'm very close. I'm like 7 pages away from getting what I think is a perspective change, which I'm very excited about, because I think that could make things a little more interesting than what we're getting so far. But honestly, it wasn't bad. Like, it doesn't feel as spooky as I was hoping for. And I know I always, like, when I hear about, like, spooky, like, classics, I find that they often aren't actually that spooky. And they probably just were spooky way back then. So I'm finding that instead of it feeling spooky, it's feeling more like gossipy. Like, ooh, what's happening with this person? And are they really the upstanding citizen that they claim to be? So it's actually not bad. I'm not minding this. And considering, like, I've just been plugging away at it a little at a time, and I'm already nearing, like, the 20% mark, and I'm not, like, bored to tears, that's a good sign. I've had definitely some moments where I'm like, that was slow, but I feel like it's not bad so far, though we have a lot to go, so plenty of time to change my mind, but hopefully I will continue enjoying it. So this was my 48 hours of letting a spinner wheel choose how and when I read, and also what chores get done. I still need to vacuum downstairs. That's a job that still needs to be done, so I'm going to have to do that. I would definitely do this again sometime. I had a lot of fun, like, just letting the spinner wheel decide what I read and where. That was kind of fun. We didn't get outside more than once, though. That was interesting. But yeah, I had a really fun time. I thought I got a lot done in the house. The house is feeling nice and clean for the weekend because today is Friday evening, so the house feels kind of set up for the weekend and hopefully will feel nice and clean for us. And tomorrow morning starts Realmathon, so I'm very excited for that. I basically just participate in readathons waiting for Wonderathon to come around, so I'm very much looking forward to June when it eventually gets here and Wonderathon gets here. Very excited for that. So let me know if you thought this was fun, if you want me to do it again, but you have any ideas for like what other things I could kind of randomize or switch up or have a fun way to switch up my reading a little bit. But I had a really fun time with this. Thank you for watching. And be on the lookout. I have some more fun videos coming up in March. So I hope you'll stick around, subscribe if you aren't already, and I will see you in the next video. Bye!